Hello, good and faithful people of the church. The mediator is Father Dale. I hope you're well whenever and wherever it is you hear this message this week. It is a toasty Thursday afternoon, and I wish you all well. I hope you're staying relatively comfortably cool and not baking out in the sun this afternoon, although it is glorious to have some heat and to also have some spring. So we're grateful to God for the change of weather, and I'm sure soon enough it will be a little different, won't it? This week, I am meditating on that classic quote from St. John Chrysostom, one of the fathers of the church, as they're called, the patriarchs of the church. St. John Chrysostom was a bishop, and he's quoted in one of his sermons as having said, "If you cannot find Christ in the beggar outside the church door, you will not find him in the chalice." Come back to that in a minute. I want to give you there's a number of special announcements actually today. Other than the fact that we have our usual schedule on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. in English, we will have coffee hour and adult forum. We continue with our series on the Psalms. So have a bite to eat and then come to the library for adult forum, and then of course 1 p.m. in Spanish. But the things that I want to particularly highlight for you this week, one is that this Saturday evening, you'll find the flyer below in happenings, this Saturday evening at St. Timothy's Lutheran on Ott Street, they are having a spring fling dance with big band in their parish hall, which is kind of on the first floor, the ground level. And it is a fundraiser for our refugee community center. $15 for a ticket. I hope to see at least a few of you come out for that dance. There's going to be food as well as fun and good music. Even if you don't like to dance, at least you'll get to hear the big band play. And I will be there as well because I'm going to be representing the Refugee Community Center and speaking a couple times through the evening about what the Refugee Community Center does and is. So please, if you have nothing else going on Saturday evening, come on out to the Spring Fling Dance at St. Tim's. Second thing, there's actually three things that I want to highlight. First is the Spring Fling Dance. Second is that there is a survey linked below. It's called Faith and Home. This is a collaboration between our longtime partners, the Lehigh Conference of Churches, and an organization called the Small Cities Lab at Lehigh University. It's a pretty cool collaboration. And a number of churches here in Allentown to have conversation about what it means to discern using church spaces and properties to meet rising needs for affordable housing. It's a pilot project. It's an opportunity for us to have our voices heard, to tell our stories, to think together as faith communities about what it means to continue to be good stewards of the properties and the buildings that we have. So I really encourage you. It's a lengthy survey. It's 10 questions. You can go in. You can either do it by phone or you can do it online in a Google form. Encourage you to actually sit and take the questions and write out your answers so they're succinct but also thoughtful, and then go in and take the survey either by phone or by the Google form. You can go back, so if you call in or if you go into your Google form, you can answer 1 or 2 or 3 questions, leave, and go back and do more at a later time. That will also give the Small Cities Lab data for their continuing work with the faith communities here in Allentown as we try to figure out what it looks like to be adaptive in this time of changing church landscape. Third thing is this, I'm part of the planning team for the Diocese of the Susquehanna's first Social Justice Summit and Gather 26. That's going to be happening in May. You'll see the link below for information and also to register. If you remember, Gather 26 is a formation event. People from all over the diocese will gather, and there will be opportunities to learn about everything from the basics of church life and polity to to Bible study, to various different workshops, basically. It's a workshop thing. The Social Justice Summit is the evening before. It's a Friday and a Saturday. You can choose to go to either or. The Social Justice, there's a pastor named the Reverend Carla Christopher who's going to be leading that. It's an opportunity for us to be together as a diocese, and I'm hoping that we'll have a crew of us from Mediator attend that as well. So come to the dance. That's just fun. And that also is a great cause because it supports our Refugee Community Center. 2 is the Faith and Home Survey, and there will be more coming out about that because the folks from Small Cities Lab are going to eventually want to come and meet us and talk with us here at Mediator, as they will with all of the congregations who are in this conversation with the Conference of Churches. And then third thing is to register and let me know that you want to go along to Social Justice Summit and Gather 26. I can't wait for that, my friends. Returning very briefly, because this is already getting to be a long video, to that quote of St. John Chrysostom: if you cannot find Christ in the beggar outside the church doors, you will not find him in the chalice. This Sunday's gospel is that classic text from Luke's gospel where Jesus is revealed to 2 of his disciples in the breaking of the bread after the way to Emmaus. And it is a moment for us to contemplate again, of course, the breaking of the bread, that moment where we realize that Christ is present to us and we are present to Christ in the Holy Communion, of course. But what I particularly am contemplating this year is how that quote of St. John Chrysostom works out. And that is that if I don't find Jesus in the beggar, in the poor, in the people outside the church door, if I can't find him there, I'm not going to find him in the chalice. I'm not going to find him in the holy mysteries. It goes both ways, right? And that is that if we have a Eucharistic devotion, if we believe that Jesus deigns again and again to make himself present with us in that amazing moment of Holy Communion, then we must also be compelled to know that Jesus is served in those who are the least of these, around us, outside of the doors, those whom we otherwise might not pay attention to. Sometimes I think we miss Jesus in the most sacred moments of our liturgy because we are blind or we are not perceptive to Jesus in the people who really challenge us and challenge us to act to make for a more just society. So, my friends, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. I hope to see you on Saturday evening at the dance. Until then, blessings.